Right, so we're going to do a submission series from starting in side control today. So the first one that we're going to do, we're just going to have a bulk standard side control position. So a nice wide base, we've got our underhook and we've got the cross face here. Normal position for my partner's hands is in this frame position. So we're going to try to encourage him to bring the arm across to the far side. So I'm going to push the arm. If he brings the arm across, this is where we're going to attack next. But if he doesn't bring the arm across and I push it, then we have the arm triangle available. So once I've pushed across, my head is going to come into this space to try to make sure he can't get his arm across now, placing the hands together. Now we need to get across to the far side. So a couple of ways we can do that. We could just jump over the top. My preferred way is a little bit more controlled, where we slide the knee on belly on. We're going to bring our knees together, window wipe our legs to the far side, so we keep the hips controlled to the floor, and then I'm going to drop down nice and flat. Again, lots of different ways that we can finish this arm triangle, but my particular favorite is just to keep my hands as they are. Going to turn my body in like I'm going to give him a little kiss onto the cheek. Then I'm going to pull in nice and tight with my bicep, push my head into his head, and then about 60% squeeze in. So just remember, this is a blood choke, so it's going to take 5 to 10 seconds for that tap to come. All right, so one more time here. I'm going to start to push the arm across. If he doesn't defend by bringing the arm through, we're going to push it all the way. Head comes in nice and close. Clasp the hands together. Slide the knee on belly on. Window wipe to the far side so we keep heavy on our partner's head. Drop down nice and flat. One little detail with this arm underneath, make sure that we're not squeezing and pulling the elbow off the floor. Pull the arm through, elbow touches. Oh, sorry. Then we're going to turn ourselves into our partner, push the head in, and squeeze with the arm that's around the neck. All right, so once we've got this arm triangle position here, we move ourselves across and we're starting to try to finish the arm triangle. So one of the defenses which Matthew can do is he can actually reach up and grab his near side leg and try to disconnect his shoulder away from the neck so the choke isn't as effective. One of the ways that we can counter this and change this up is by going for the Ezekiel choke. So I'm going to take my 4 fingers, 2 fingers, whatever you prefer, inside our own gi, and we're going to bring this hand into the space that he's created. We're going to karate chop right across. Then I'm going to slide my knee up behind my partner's head like a pillow, bring my shin up, so this chair sit position, and then we're going to punch this top hand to the floor as we straighten the lower arm. So we push the arm across. Come up onto our knees, switch to the far side, and as we go to try to finish the arm triangle, my partner defends by grabbing his top leg. The bottom arm, 4 fingers are going to go inside the gi, karate chop across the neck, slide my knee up like a pillow behind my partner's head, shin comes in behind my partner's lower back, punch my top arm down, straighten my lower arm, finish a nice tight Ezekiel. Next part to this is when I try to push the arm across, often my partner's going to defend by bringing the arm across, back across to the far side. So he's got his frame positions here. I've got to start trying to push this arm across for the arm triangle. He sees that and brings his arm in to the far side here. When he does this, I'm going to take this arm across and I'm going to grab my own gi to keep the arm in nice and tight. My second hand is going to come down. I'm going to place C grip onto my partner's arm, and I'm going to staple his arm to the floor. So I've kind of got this sort of crucifix position where I've got this arm controlled here, and I've got this arm controlled here. One little option on this one is we can have a little feel and see if the wrist lock is there. But what we're trying to set up is the Americana. So this hand that's just placed this one down is going to come across to the far side, and I'm going to place it over the top of my other hand. Now either I'm a little bit patient and just wait for him to bring that arm across, or I can threaten a little bit onto the choke. He doesn't have the option to defend with this hand, so he brings the other hand back around. As it does, we catch it. Driving his wrist to the floor, we're going to roll and make sure the pinky finger is down on the floor. Dragging his elbow down as close to the hip as we can get it, And then keeping that hand on the floor, we're gonna slowly raise the elbow for a nice tight finish. If he plays the game and we're just waiting here and he decides he's gonna unloop his arm, he unloops his arm and we catch. Go straight to our own wrist, roll, pinky finger on the floor. Again, Matthew's got quite tight shoulders, so I can probably just finish it from here. So pinky on the floor, start to paint the floor with his hand and raise the elbow up for the finish. But if they've got more flexible shoulders, the closer I get his elbow to the hip, the tighter this is gonna be. So let's go back to the first position. So start to push across. He sees the danger, unloops it. I'm going to come over, wrap it around you. Now I need to get rid of the second frame as well. So our cross-face hand is going to come up, C-grip onto his hand, staple his arm to the floor. This arm now is not going to go back to the cross-face. I'm going to bring it over and just place it into the neck, pinch him nice and tight. He should feel pretty controlled here. Either we're going to be patient. We put the hand in front, we just wait. He unloops. As he unloops, we catch. Catch, drive and roll his pinky finger to the floor, and then drag and lift for the finish. Or, if we're not quite so patient, we take this arm back. We're probably not going to finish this choke, but it's something that he has to kind of respect as the arm comes around. We catch, drive. That's all right, that's all right. Roll, pinky finger on the floor, and then start to raise the elbow for a nice tight finish. So, we're going to push the arm across. As the arm comes back through, we're going to catch as we did for the last one. We're still going to grip and staple his arm down and bring our arm up over the top. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to switch my legs over. So I'm going to window wipe my right leg in as my left leg comes off. So here, over. Then I'm going to take my right hand, bring it down to his hip, almost like I'm going to north-south. I'm going to drop my ribs down onto the side of my partner's face. This hand is going to find the arm, and I'm going to pick the arm up, feed in underneath. I'm going to find a four-finger grip underneath. Shoulder's going to find the solar plex. Open up my body, staying on my toes for good weight. Thumb goes in, drop the blade of my arm across, and then I'm going to sprawl to the side where the neck is, down to finish. If it hasn't come on yet, my elbow is going to raise up to the top to finish. One more time. So we push across. He brings it back. We catch. Trap. Always got that little wrist lock that we can have a little go for here. Then I'm going to window wipe my legs over. Right hand's going to block, sprawl into my partner's face. This hand is going to catch his arm, lift his arm up, feed underneath, find a four-finger grip, shoulder to solar plex, open up my body but on my toes for maximum weight. Thumb goes in, forearm across, drop and sprawl to the side for a nice tight Breadcutter choke. Partner started off with his frames here. We're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to push the arm across. He realizes the danger and he brings his arm across. So this time, instead of grabbing hold of my collar, I'm going to grip my partner's bicep. And I'm going to lift my elbow in onto his body. There should be a significant amount of pressure as soon as we put the elbow onto the body. And it's not just down here by the ribs. I'm going to tuck it in and pull it as high as I can up my partner's body. So the point of my elbow sticking right into the sternum. Obviously, we don't want this arm to come across now, so I need to make sure that I pinch with my head and shoulder together. To help me get into the position, I'm going to bring my knee and put it right next door. We're going to go up to knee on belly. So we've got lots of pressure through the chest. We've got good control of the arm. Then, like we practiced on Monday, we're going to go for a spinning armbar on the far side. So we're going to base our hand down or onto the head, whatever you prefer. Big step. Turn in, pinch the knees, foot's tucked in underneath the shoulder. Keep the elbow high as we fall and finish nice tight armbar. If he starts to twist his hand around, then we can grip and change to a double hand grip. Okay, so again, I start to push the arm across, he brings it through. Instead of the collar grip this time, I'm going to go to the bicep. Bring my elbow in, bring my knee in. So elbow and knee right next to each other. Lots of pressure through the chest. Hand comes to the far side, bases. Then my leg's gonna take one big deep step. Spin through, knees pinched. Keep the elbow high as we fall. Nice, tight armbar.